Hi everyone, we're in Holy Week and I'd like you and I to think about paths. You find some paths in the woods, in the forest, in a park. Some streets and avenues are called paths. Some paths wind and they're long, others are straight and short. Some have lots of grass and weeds and trees, and others have a few sprouts of green. Some people create paths in their own gardens. Some paths have light and others are dark. There's a variety of paths. Sometimes people say, take the path of least resistance. This can be good at times, but at other times, we need to be more courageous. Today, we think about the spiritual paths, the path of hope. What do you and I hope for? Does this path sow feelings of goodwill, resilience, adventure, or companionship? Being hopeful, even when we might be experiencing stress or discouragement, knowing God is truly full of hope. Then we have the path of peace. This is a longing, a yearning, and a pondering path. A path that calls for peace is full of steps of justice, mercy, and compassion. A path of joy where you share happiness or you connect heart to heart. Joy is a deep path of having an open heart, goodwill, or a generous spirit. Each path leads us at times into the unknown, and also the path that calls forth life, where we don't count the cost. You've all been on these paths, and the path that asks you and I to trust more, to be steadfast and faithful, to sacrifice and be more patient, and to grow in our understanding of humanity. Think of paths you've had to get off of. Perhaps they were full of negativity, toxic, or not life-giving. For whatever reason, every path teaches us something about life. The path of trials. Again, we've all had some. As we journey deeper into life, we realize we do get refined through our vulnerabilities, our worries, our anxieties and fears. They're all part of the life journey. We become better. A surprising conversion from suffering to resurrection, and also become a good Samaritan for someone else. The path of silence. You might call this a path of prayer, reflection, pondering, maybe praying more interiorly. On this path, we just learn to listen better and listen well to the voice of God's presence and the indwelling of the Spirit. Years ago, I gave a retreat with Officer Stephen McDonald. After he was shot and paralyzed, he forgave that person. But Stephen said he knew he had to get out. He had to get out on a path that would be a struggle for him, to get out physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychologically. But he got out. And he would tell the people on the retreat that at times he too had moments where there wasn't a lot of light. But he would always look at the cross, he said, and think of Christ's promise of resurrecting. Then Stephen would smile at me and said, here I am at a retreat giving it with Sister Ave. I would look at the other people who were volunteers in the police department that would come with him, and they would say, we helped Stephen get here, but he helps us know God more. So we all use a different path in life. And when you think of Simon of Cyrene, he went on the path called Calvary. He didn't volunteer. In fact, he didn't want to do it. And so here we have a story about Simon. I've never thought of myself as Simon, the cross carrier. Life is not at all the way I had it planned. I stand beside a broken spirit, another human in need. I listen, I empathize, Do I really hear? Why do I resist? I know without a doubt what is being asked of me. I'm called to be Simon to that struggling Christ in another human being. Unable to bear the weight, the person needs support and love. I want to run away and not carry it. It costs too much. Carrying others' crosses, bearing others' burdens, it's wearying and so time-consuming. Jesus, can't you find someone else? I'd rather choose my own wood to wear. Yet, Lord, there you look at me. The same sorrow that I see in that person in strangers' eyes, the same weight of spirit that person bears, the same weakness at which they cry out, it is also mine. I've never thought of myself, or maybe you haven't either, as Simon walking with you. Yet here I am, struggling with the journey. It's not what we have chosen. We fight against it even now. But there the cross is, waiting to be worn. If only we open our arms, if only we open our hearts. And then Jesus says to us, thank you for being Simon. Thank you for being Simon.